In today's video, we're going to talk about how to take the applications that you entered into the system through the online registration kiosk and process them so that those students are added to Infinite Campus. For this process, you will need to be in Infinite Campus. So get to Infinite Campus the way that you would normally get there. Log in, and you can be in your school and in either calendar year. It doesn't matter, 16-17 or 17-18. But you certainly might want to start off by being in the 17-18 calendar year so that you can just simply process applications as you go. Under Census, you'll see a lot of things that you normally have. If you go down underneath Add Address, you're going to see a drop-down arrow that allows you to see something underneath Online Registration. You may have more options or less options than you see here, but I know for sure that you'll have staff processing and you'll have student processing. In this video, we're going to deal with staff processing, and there'll be a separate video for us to deal with student processing. When I click on staff processing, it brings me to a search screen that searches all of the applications that have been put into online registration. I can go back and look at applications that are already posted. I can look at applications that are new. I can look at applications that are submitted, not submitted yet. There are a number of search parameters. I'm going to try to show you the easiest way for you to find the applications that you've already entered and applications that have been pointed toward your school. You can be in your school, you should be in all schools right here, all schools right here while you're doing this first point of processing. You also probably want to be in the 2018 end year. The easiest way to look up an application is to use its number. So for example, I'm looking for application 63. I would make sure that 2018 is here, all schools are here, and I don't want to include unsubmitted applications. And then I can search applications. And you'll see that an application comes up, and I can click on it to find out more about that. This search tool can be also used in a little more general way. If you want to look for all applications in the system, that are submitted and new, they're not pointed at your school yet. You're going to see how you do that in just a moment. Go ahead and click on Search Applications. And you'll notice that there are two applications in the system that are submitted and are new. And we're going to actually process through those in just a few moments. I also want to point out that if you leave this on all or any of the other choices, you're going to get a different result. Notice that I get all of the applications here for students as I look through here. And you'll notice that some of them are approved and posted, while two of them are submitted new. You may see other pieces here as well, but for the most part, these are the two statuses that you will see if you search the way I just did. Again, for purposes of ease, we're going to search for a specific application. And I'm going to start with application number 2. We're going to walk through two different applications in the system. One with people who are already in the system so we can match them up. One with people who are not in the system yet. So you'll see this process twice in this video. Once I've entered the application number or searched by other parameters, I'm going to go ahead and click on Search Applications again. Here's the application that I'd like to work on. I'm going to open that application as it's highlighted and move down to the place where I can click Review Application. When I click on Review Application, you'll notice that the application actually comes up just as you looked at it before, with the 4 bars at the top of the page that you actually have already worked on. Those are there for your review. If you need to look at any of the information that's showing down here and check it, you can go back to one of these bars and look at the information on that information bar. You'll also notice that right now we're on the first of 3 new bars that are at the top of the page. One is the review bar, where we're going to walk through and review this. One is staff approval bar. And then eventually in the next video, we will get to student processing, although we'll do a tiny bit of student processing right now. The application end year is 17-18, as it should be. We're not processing existing students right now for the most part. We're processing kids who are new to our system and or need an enrollment in 17-18. The first box you come across on the review bar is household. This household is not linked to a campus record, and a new household will be created when the application is posted. That's just fine. That may not be true as you look at the next bar, however, next box. The home address is at 1901 Arena Boulevard, Sacramento. Notice that there is already a household at that address. That's okay. Let's pretend that this is the same household and we want to link it to the same household. I can link the address here. And as I look at what's here in the blue, I can look through all of the households that are already at 1901 Arena Boulevard. By the way, for this address, there'd be a lot because this is where we put people who don't have a home address in our system. And I could click on one of those addresses and link the address only. So this household is linked to this address. Or I can link an address and a household, 1901 Arena Boulevard, and the household of Garcia Cifuentes, if I want to, or I can cancel. These buttons up here are used to get the blue choices down here. These are used to manage the blue choices. And then if I need to unlink something, I can actually unlink it here with this button. This household is at 1901 Arena Boulevard, but it is not the Garcia Cifuentes household, nor is it any of the households that show down here. It is its own household. And I can check that by looking at the guardian's information or the student's information here. So I don't need to, all I need to do, is to link it to this address because it's the correct address. So I'm linking it to that address. And now you'll see that this home address is linked to a campus record, and address ID 1621, that's the database number of this address, will be updated when this application is posted. That means that I'm going to add yet one more household to the list of those at 1901 Arena Boulevard. Notice I'm still not linked to a household up here because I'm creating a brand new one. If there is a mailing address, it will show in this box, and you would link to and or create a new address. And now we come to parent and guardians. Rochelle Cipher is the name of this parent guardian, and it's warning us here with red, down at the bottom, red, orange, and blue. With red, it's a high risk. It's saying this is a high risk. So I want to link this Rochelle to the person that entered the application, to the person in campus. When I click on link person right here, these blue boxes show down at the bottom and show me things that are similar to Rochelle Cipher. Notice it did a fuzzy search and came up with Richard Cooper as well. If I need to see details about Rochelle, I can click on this box right here. It opens a report about Rochelle, and I can check her phone numbers and all sorts of other things about her against the application.